All right, Aquarius. Aquarius, welcome to your weekly reading that is also timeless. It is Super Windy Saturdays. Yes, my friends, not the most clever name ever invented. But Windy Wednesdays can't happen because Water Wednesdays is Water Wednesdays. And water, I don't know. I'm sorry. Don't tase me. Anyway, I'm here to read for your highest good and your highest outcome. And it is my pleasure to do so. So thank you for being with me. And thank you for returning to the channel if you are returning to the channel. So thank you. Hello. Welcome. Today we are working with the Cosmic Tarot and the Hermetic Tarot. And I also have the Mondac Lenormand here. It's got expansion cards. It's sort of, it's not a traditional Lenormand, so, which is fine because I'm not a traditional Lenormand reader. We're going to treat it like a little bit of an oracle and see if we can get some potential advice, so to speak, depending on how this goes. We'll save it for the end, potentially. And since I already said I'd probably do it, I'll probably do it. Anyway, without further ado, Aquarius, let's get right into it. Fixed air friends. Yes. Stop shuffling. Just go. All right. We've got the Four of Cups. I'm kicking it off with that. Four of Cups. We've got Justice. Okay, this is Libra energy here. And we've got the Hanged Man. Okay, interesting. Underlying the deck is the Four of Wands. Like I would typically point out in these decks, a lot of the cards that typically have two people in them often have one person in them in this Cosmic Tarot, which I think is really interesting. This Four of Wands is kind of a, it's celebratory, but this is a person basically dancing in their space. The four of Wands, the way they're oriented, there's kind of a spiral pattern and some lilies. I feel like it's kind of somebody celebrating and being content in their own space. I think that's something that is coming into fruition. I think this this Four of Cups sort of stagnant, waiting around, not being so content, not feeling so emotionally fulfilled. I feel like this is sort of something we're moving away from and kind of more into that celebratory energy. That's coming through not only an external balance being restored with this Justice, but also a perspective shift for you. I really feel like something about your personal insight has shifted, and it's causing you the ability to sort of find that contentment and find that happiness. So we're kind of going from discontented and not so happy to happy. Isn't that nice? Wouldn't that be nice? Let's do that. But let's get some clarification on the Four of Cups right now for you, Aquarius. Regarding the Four of Cups. You know what? I don't think I cut this deck. Let me cut it. There we go. All right. Regarding the Four of Cups, we have the Two of Pentacles, Lord of Harmonious Change. We have the Nine of Wands, Lord of Great Strength. Yeah. And we have the Chariot, Lord of the Triumph of Light. Big time Cancer energy here. Love it. I'm always a fan. And then we have the Five of Cups underlying, Lord of Loss and Pleasure. I think that, again, this is sort of the underlying energy here is kind of ties into that Four of Cups of that discontentment. I'm reading it more as just a discontentment. Lord of Loss and Pleasure. You can see that in this, the five-sided star is inverted, so it's more akin to a pentagram than a pentacle, so to speak, which is basically suggesting the four elements are above spirit, okay? That's the difference. If you have an upright star, spirit is the top point, and then you have the four elements, so the 3D world and the spiritual world. This is emphasizing the material world over the spiritual world, if that makes any sense. And I think it's really a thing of like if your energy is fixated on everything that's wrong in the world, in your personal life, then it's going to affect you. You will have a loss. You will suffer a loss in pleasure, so to speak. But what I see here, though, is that's shifted, right? With the Two of Pentacles, it's shifted. Something has changed. With the Nine of Wands, I feel like you have found some strength. It's the Wounded Warrior and the Rider-Waite-Smith, that side of the traditional deck, which is very much a I feel like you've gone through a lot, but you're holding fast to something, and you kind of had a recognition about it. You've, rather than being fixated on everything that's wrong and feeling defeated, you've sort of persisted through that with this strength, and things are starting to change in your favor with this Two of Pentacles. And it's something that because you've stayed at the ready and you've persisted in this energy, Spirit will step in, and I think you're about to go somewhere. This Chariot card, the Chariot has no reins, right? But you're on the Chariot and ready to go. Basically, by being in that prepared energy, at some point when the time is right, Spirit has in mind to power the Chariot, so to speak, and take you somewhere. Like, you're ready to go somewhere because you've decided to persist in something, persist in that pursuit of your own happiness, I suppose. And things are starting to change for the better. So it's a mental shift. Rather than focusing on everything that's wrong, you're focusing on how you can affect the situation. That's cool. And I like how it's called Harmonious Change in this Hermetic Tarot, because that's exactly what it is. It's like you're juggling two energies, and one of them has to be sort of released so the other can expand. And I feel like you're sort of choosing a positive empowerment and persistence rather than choosing to be caught up in your, self-imposed pity party. And forgive me for speaking so bluntly, but it's like, that's just kind of it. We really do choose happiness in a lot of ways. Regarding justice, we just had the Hanged Man pop out, which is interesting because we have the Hangman twice. Spirit of the Mighty Waters. There's a lot going on here. We have Neptune, an inverted Ankh. That's interesting. Basically, though, the takeaway here, you can kind of see it in this card too, although it's a little less clear. There's a lot. These Hermetic Tarot cards have a lot of information embedded, and they're not vibrantly colored or anything. So forgive me if I'm not showing you them long enough. It's just they're not exactly designed to be eye-catching in a sense. I think it's a bit of an elitism. It's almost like most people are going to ignore this. If you find it, you're part of the cool kids club. And I haven't found nothing, so don't worry about it. I'm not applying anything here. I think that enlightenment is available to everyone. However, you've chosen to struggle with it. Like, part of the Hanged Man's card is that, it's choosing to make yourself uncomfortable in order to gain enlightenment in a lot of ways, which is a noble thing. It's like you're willing to suffer a little bit to gain an insight. And that's been something that's brought a balance to your life with that Justice card. You've kind of chosen a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of discipline, perhaps. We have the Six of Swords, Lord of Earned Success. Lord of Earned Success. Yes, you've earned it. I mean, you've persisted in this. I feel like you've put in a lot of the work here in order to overcome the obstacle of that lack of contentment, that's sad energy for the most part. And I mean just the emotional state, not any judgment, of course. I mean that personal kind of depression, that kind of thing. Aquarius, your sign is all over this card, and as well as the sign of Mercury, which is the god of communication, right? So it's all about communication. fixed air. Aquarius, we get. I'm an Aquarius moon, by the way, so that's why I'm saying we get a bad rap at times for our communicative skills, the dreaminess, some of the, I know we can be a little whatever, but I feel that oftentimes it's because oftentimes it's because it falls on deaf ears. And that is that Four of Cups, that discontentment. See what I just did there? I just complained about it. It falls on deaf ears. Sometimes it feels like you can't actually get your point across to somebody because maybe they're not even putting the effort in to hear you. It's hard to explain, right? There may be something you're feeling. That's just something that's coming through. So there may be some frustration there. I feel like maybe you've released it in some way. We have the Ten of Cups, Lord of Perfected Success. The Ten of Cups. This is a beautiful, happy energy, right? I mean, this is a very successful. I mean, it's really, the Ten of Cups is like ultimate emotional fulfillment. Okay, that's so beautiful. Lord of Perfected Success. Yeah, things are really starting to come together. Like you've worked hard for this too. Like I feel like you've been through a lot, and maybe something's about to shift for you. That real happiness, right? Two of Wands, Lord of Dominion. The Two of Wands is like really a strong card of, knowing what it is you'd like to go about pursuing. And I feel like you've kind of been in this. Like you made a choice at some point to get out of the stagnancy and to get out of the funk and to move forward into some kind of new energy. That's really cool. We have Aries energy there, of course. Don't know what that means to anybody. Maybe you've got Aries in your chart somewhere that's significant. By the way, if you don't know your chart, I'd highly recommend taking a look at it. If you can get a hold of your birth time and everything and get a nice accurate chart, it can be very, very helpful. Because you'd be amazed. You'd be truly amazed if you haven't done the astrology stuff. And I don't mean just knowing your sun sign or your moon sign or your rising sign. I mean knowing, like, getting to understand the whole thing. And I have to reference mine constantly. It's not like I memorized it or anything, but it is very interesting when you start reading up on some of that stuff and how weirdly accurate it is in terms of speaking to your character and all that, right? So Aquarius, that was for somebody, I don't know. But it's good. Astrology is a key piece, I think, to understanding oneself, or it's a great tool to use. I mean, it's not required, certainly, but part of finding this happiness is really getting to know yourself in a lot of ways, right? I mean, knowing yourself is probably one of the best tools you can have in your toolbox to navigate this life in a peaceful and happy way. All right, regarding the Hanged Man, we have the King of Pentacles, Prince of the Chariot of Earth. Okay, King of Pentacles. We've got the Seven of Wands, Lord of Valor. Yeah, there's an insistence on pursuing that happiness, that peaceful happiness. And then we have Death, Child of the Great Transformation. Scorpio energy here. Underlying here, we've got the Fool, the Foolish Man, the Spirit of Ether. It's something that you set out on at some point, a long time, maybe not a long time ago, maybe recently even. Energetically, I don't know. The time is very flexible. What is time really? It's kind of a perception thing for conscious beings to take note of and measure. So definitely have found yourself sort of on a new journey, in the sense that this decision to get out of the funk and to sort of get into the happiness has been kind of kicked off. And with the Fool and Death at the same time, it's like the transformation has begun. The Death card, I mean, death is one of those things we really can't control, right? It's a change that's outside of the scope of our control. It also leads to rebirth, death, and rebirth, right? It's just part of the cycle. But this is part of the cycle that very much kind of almost divinely orchestrated in the sense of like, you know, well, the time was right, you know. We don't really have a lot of control over a lot of things in our life. We only have control over our personal interpretation and like how we work with it, right? So this change that's happened, I feel like maybe the Hanged Man, this seeing things from a new point of view, was really you like maybe when faced with some kind of change that was difficult to handle because it was out of your control. I feel like you decided to take that and sort of make lemonade out of it, you know, like take the bad situation and really do your best to make the most of it, and that's where you gain so much enlightenment. The King of Pentacles is a king of peace, of peacetime. It's an abundant king. It's a king with a secure kingdom, and so there's not a lot of fighting going on. I feel like many of you are just looking for that. You're just wanting to get to the point where you can just simply enjoy life and feel content and happy and comfortable with the material circumstances, but also just, again, the peace thing is what's really resonating with me, is that I feel like, you know, some of you out there are just tired of the turbulence and tired of the warring and tired of the fighting and tired of struggling all the time, and you just want to put it aside and get an opportunity to rest. And I feel like you've really started on this journey of finding that inner peace, and as within, so without. The inner peace is going to lead to the peace around you, in a sense, because, you know, how you react to everything is really the most secure thing you could ever do, is to learn how to be unaffected by external circumstances. You know, when you talk about security, it's like the mental and emotional security that you could learn to cultivate within yourself really has more efficacy in being secure than anything else, because at the end of the day, you know, the only sure things in life are death and taxes, and it's like how you handle that is the key to everything. You know, how you deal with it. And I feel like I'm saying security because of this Lord of Valor, the Seven of Wands. It's a defensive energy. It's an energy of like wanting to stand your ground on a position. You're not necessarily actively fighting anything, but you are being defensive about a thing. You're just wanting a space to be respected, in a sense, and you're standing up for it in a brave way. And I feel like what you're standing up for really is just the idea that you deserve and are entitled to some happiness and some peace in your life. You've kind of gone on this journey of like, no, I'm done with the drama. I'm done with the difficulties and the turbulence. I really just want to find a way to like have a peaceful and happy remainder of my life, you know. That Death card really was sort of like, whatever this event is, it's like something that's really kind of kicked off this new pursuit of like, yeah, I'm done with the drama, and so I'm going to learn how to like cultivate a peaceful mind space and heart space, you know, because I want that happiness. I want that 10 of Cups, like that ultimate emotional contentment and happiness. That's a beautiful pursuit, Aquarius. All right, let's get this potential outcome going for you. I got two cards here, it looks like. King of Cups and Queen of Swords. Okay, this is a really interesting combination. The King of Cups is a king of emotional maturity, mastery of the emotions. The kings, you could think of them as masters or gurus of their respective suit. So the King of Pentacles has like the material realm mastered, in the sense that there's no need for survival modes, you know. There's no more surviving. It's about thriving peacefully, right? The King of Cups is about emotional mastery and not letting your emotions overrun you. It's okay to feel emotions and experience emotions, but it's how we process those emotions that really matters, because we don't really get to control our emotions. That's sort of one of those little tricky things in life that people want you to control. I think the trick is like, you're supposed to control your emotions, but that's just not the case. You don't really have a say in it. It's like when you feel a rush of anger in a situation, you didn't really cultivate the anger, but it's like when that comes on, how then do you process it, right? What I find interesting about this is this Queen of Swords. She has extreme enforcement of people not violating her boundaries. She will cut your head off. in the Hermetic Tarot, she's literally holding a severed head. She will cut your head off. This energy is saying like, no BS. Don't ever try to test me. Don't ever cross me. Don't ever lie to me, because if you lie to me, I'm going to know it and I'm not going to tolerate it. So there's a huge statement of boundary setting here. This is an energy that is okay to be in, Aquarius. Like this queen gets a lot of flack. Some people call her like they call her like the bitch of the tarot and stuff. And like, maybe in some ways, right? The way you deliver said message is important. I think that's why these two paired together is so fascinating. It's like, you can have mastery and control over your emotions while having the absolute resolution to not allow bullshit into your life. You don't have to be a jerk about it. You can control your emotions at the same time, but that boundary setting is absolutely your right, is your birthright. No one has the right to violate your sovereign space in a way. And as I say that, okay, the card that flew out is the Ten of Pentacles. So we have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. That's amazing. And again, this Cosmic Tarot is very unique in that it's traditionally on the Ten of Pentacles, we have a couple and a child and a dog and an elder. So it's like multi-generational material wealth and happiness, right? It's basically speaking to like your material legacy in this world, right? In this case, though, we have an individual with 10 pentacles. And, that's neither here nor there in a certain way. I mean, you don't have to be super literal. If you're in a relationship, you don't have to feel like in order to get the pentacles, you have to be single or some crap like that. It's just suggesting that as you learn these skills of the emotional mastery and the boundary setting, I feel like the avenue for you, like really finding your way in the material sense is like very, very much on the table, that you'll be able to figure out. It's like what you are about and what you do and how you operate in this world, like your true authentic sense of being and sense of purpose and just how you operate, right? Because our callings in life and our sense of purpose in life, I think we have a bit of a program in the spiritual community sometimes where it's like, money is bad, or we can't make money doing what our purpose is. Like sometimes people will segregate like their purpose from their career or their job or how they make money. It's like, it's okay to integrate that. It really is. I currently am not, I'm still kind of trying to sort that out. But I had to wrestle with that too. It's like the idea that if this tarot channel took off suddenly and I was able to actually monetize and do whatever, like private readings or however it is I would make money, it's like, it's actually okay. I don't need to feel any kind of reluctance or hesitation about that necessarily. If this is my true calling, then I am also living in this world where the monetary system is what it is. We have to do what we have to do. There's nothing wrong with that. Money is not bad. It's not inherently bad. It's a very neutral thing. It's really just a token symbolizing energy, an energetic exchange. So underlying the deck is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is, a card of enjoying emotional an emotional transaction with others, usually represented in sort of a friendly way, but there's some collaborative energy here. But it's really about enjoying things in life. I think what it's saying is like, as you're stepping into this energy, of having the discernment and really having the boundaries and having the emotional mastery, and as the pentacles start flowing and things are really picking up in your life, Aquarius, the friends that, the real ones, you know, the real ones. Like, I think it's a call to, like, enjoy these things with them, celebrate with them, and be generous with them, you know. Though as you're as you're going through with your discernment, the ones that are truly, like, you know, have great intentions with you and are genuine friends, it's like those are the ones you'd want to share with. Okay. I don't know why I say it like that. I mean, I do find it interesting because there is such a funny energy of, like, if you do suddenly start finding yourself doing very, very well in life, monetarily or whatever, there's going to be people that's coming out of the woodwork, you know. Oh, hey, buddy, it's your long-lost friend. You know, it's your long-lost friend Steve you used to drink with in high school or whatever, you know. Like, the guy or the person is like, they were there for the good times. Like, literally, the Three of Cups is like, traditionally is like three people, like, raising a glass together, like, literally, right? It's almost like that. Like, oh, it's time to, you know, the party's restarted, so it's time to restart the party. Well, no, not necessarily. You know, not necessarily. You know, where were they when you were in the struggle, when you were in the Five of Cups energy and the Four of Cups energy? Like, where were they during that period of time? You know? Yes. Yes, nobody loves you when you're down and out. That's a song. When you get back on your feet again, everybody wants to be your long-lost friend. But nobody loves you when you're down and out. Okay, Aquarius, let's get 3 Lenormand cards for you for a little additional advice, because I said I would. I kind of feel like I don't need to. I think that was pretty succinct, but we'll take a look. All right. This is a card. 20 is the card of community. We have 47. This is a mask. And we have 13. This is a child. All right. Community, mask, child. Okay. The child is about new starts and new beginnings, refreshed energy, having a childlike energy towards a new thing, okay? I feel like something new is coming in for you. This is kind of interesting. The community and the mask. It's almost like performative. Some of you maybe have a desire to be performative in some kind of art, like maybe acting, something like that. There may be, I mean, very specific, of course, but Aquarius, some of you out there maybe have a desire to do something with acting or comedy or music or whatever, right? Something performative for the community, that you have kind of a new interest that's being stimulated. I think what's going on here with the Lenormand and all of this talk of, like, authenticity and everything is that, especially with the Death card earlier, if there's a big transformation that's going on that's out of your control and you're sort of, it puts you in a position to recalibrate your life in sort of any way that you choose. And if you really do have, like, a passion, like, there's something you want to share with the community, and it's stirring again, like you have a newly formed, refreshed energy to do that. I think it's just saying, go ahead and do it. Like, it's just put some energy towards it. If there's something lingering in you that you want to get out, that you want to express in a creative way, just get out and do it. I got a big smile. I feel that too. There's some joy. There's some kind of joy in this circumstance. Some of you have some joy to spread, and the cards are saying, yes, do that. Okay, Aquarius, that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. Super windy Saturdays every Saturday for you, my friends. Until next time, have a beautiful, beautiful week. Don't take no shit. And, yeah, best of luck with this energy. I'll see you next week.